Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at XRP then, shall we? And obviously going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at Bitcoin dominance. And one thing I'd say before I continue is that I would urge you, if you're new to cryptocurrency, to check out a video that I made a few days ago. It's only a short video called 3 ways to profit from crypto without trading. So there's other ways that you can make money using cryptocurrency. If you're no good at trading, or if you're new to it, or if you just had a lot of bad luck, there's other opportunities for you out there that you can use, and so check that video out. But without further ado, let's have a look. So we've started to move again with Bitcoin. So yesterday morning I said that there was a head and shoulders pattern here which should have broken to the downside. That failed. We did break the neckline, but we got bought straight back up very, very quickly. In fact, extremely quickly, and this basically means that it's extremely bullish. So a 6% move from the failed head and shoulders. There's also another reason why I thought that this was going to start to rally again, is because we had a trend line form here of resistance, which we basically broke out of, and then that's not exactly how it was it? It looks a little bit more like that, because what we were seeing was a breakout here, and then coming down to test it a few times, and now bouncing from it. So this trend line reminded me very much of this move back down here, where we had a similar sort of phase go on. And I'm not saying that this is going to play out like this, but we did have a trend line. That's it there. It's very rough and ready here, but as you can see, we came up, there was a resistance, resistance, and then broke out. We came down to test that resistance as support, but then we broke down from it. So this could play out in a similar way, but at the moment a failed head and shoulders pattern is pretty bullish, so I actually am looking for targets of around about 19,000 or just above. Maybe not quite the 20,000 that people are looking for, but around about those levels is what I'm looking for. And currently what it's doing is it's carried a lot of alts with it. XRP has kind of remained relatively static, but over the last 24 hours or so, it's still done very well. I mean, if we measure it down here, this was on the 15th, pretty much to the price action where we are at right now. That's 14.5% move. We're still in this blue box zone. The top of that, the blue box being 31.5 cent. Now the dominance is I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is a real wick or a glitch. This chart has been pretty glitchy recently, but we are kind of approaching this area here, which is where I'd expect the rejection and the real alt season to begin. I'm not expecting that to happen until the first to the second week of December. That's when massive gains will be had with altcoins, but for the moment they're kind of just being carried with the market sentiment, which is fine, but the big moves, the massive moves, will be made around that time. So let's have a little look a bit closer at XRP here on the daily chart, and what we see is plenty of room to move actually. So massive room to move here on the RSI, plenty of room on the MACD, sorry, on the RSI also. Let's have a look at this a bit closer. So there's a tiny tick of divergence here to the bearish side, but the gap and the space in between the two are so bullish that it could easily actually manage to get up to our target there of 31.5 cents. And if it did surpass there, I would imagine 34 cent would be the top, which corresponds to around about these levels here, where we kind of topped out on 3 days in a row. So about 34 cent would probably be a significant rejection from that point there. Again, when I talk about XRP, it's worth looking at the trading view on Bitstamp, I believe, is where I've got the longest chart history. So what we see here is an Ichimoku cloud that takes place over a weekly period, and yesterday we came up to test the top of that Ichimoku cloud, which also was pretty strong rejection. So anything, if we start closing above these Ichimoku clouds, which we haven't done ever, in years, and look at the size of that cloud, you're never going to get above there. But now it's getting ever so closer to actually being able to break above it, that's when it will go really bullish. So I was targeting areas around January of around about 52-54 cent area, and the reason I'm saying is that once this cloud has passed, and the sky is clear and we're above the green, that's when things start getting very interesting. Now this is a weekly chart, okay, so everything plays out very, very slowly on a weekly chart, but the indicators are extremely strong. So we had an Ichimoku cloud cross here on the weekly chart, which is a strong buy signal, suggesting that this is a long-term buy at this level here, long-term playing out for a period of maybe the best part of next year, maybe into January 2022, where it will have launched significantly. This is probably at this level now, at this point now, where we see this chart changing its formation, changing its shape, and turning into basically getting ready, primed really, to enter the bull market, one of the most undervalued of all the altcoins out there. And that's based on technical analysis, previous market history, and a very, very keen eye. So yeah, you could buy XRP down here, and it would likely go down in the short term, and it's going to meander around. But that area in January to as late as February will be 52 cent to 54 cent. That will be reached. So we're talking, another 70% move or so from where we are at right now. About 54 cents, about 70%. Yeah. So that shouldn't be a problem for it at that point, because in January, as we see here, as December goes into January, the cloud basically diminishes and then turns to green. Plus, with the cross that we've taken place here, we've also got a very bullish cross here with a massive tick here on the histogram on the weekly for XRP. It's basically saying that the bottom is definitely in back here. That it's certainly in. And it's going to start blowing the socks off a lot of other altcoins. It's significantly undervalued, and like I say, the sentiment will certainly, you'll see a massive change in XRP next year. But at the moment, we're just a few months away from that significant change. Yes, we could blow out here, we could move up from here, and like I say, any weekly closure above this level here of around 30, we'll call it 31 cents. Any closure above 31 cents on a candle body is going to be a significant closure on a weekly, with massive bullish repercussions. It would take a phenomenal amount of downwards pressure from the entire market to bring it back down again. And especially as we're going into January, into February, at that point there, all we really need to be doing is closing candle bodies of 25 cent, and it would still be extremely primed and ready to be bought up, because everything has changed at that point. Everything about the token has changed. Just to put it into your heads, I suppose, if we go back in time on the daily chart, what we see here is that we've been, this is a condensed version of this chart here on Binance, but we've got a condensed version of the chart showing that we were still consolidating all this time from the parabolic top we had in 2017 into 18. Basically, every time we come up to this trend line, we're significantly rejected, and then when we finally did break above it, we saw big rallies. And if it wasn't for that March incident, we would have probably continued this and seen bigger moves. So just from that bottom to the top is a 20% move, and again we did it again here when we broke out the top here. People getting excited because it's the first time it's done that, you see. So it was a 12% move, and that last time that we broke out above it, we entered what's called the accumulation phase. So basically buying anywhere around these levels, even where we are at right now, was extremely wise thing for people to be doing, because we have confirmed that we're out of the consolidation phase into the next phase, which is accumulation, and accumulation takes place sometimes for a period of 6 months or more before it's ready to start moving up significantly. Now the consolidation phase was ended and the accumulation phase started, and I think a lot of people got wise to that, and we saw a big move here, a massive move, almost 100%, basically 94% move, already still well within the accumulation phase. So the way I see this accumulation phase playing out is that it's going to be slow and steady, but still quite strong, even from the price that we're at right now. If we get a Fibonacci retracement here from the top here, which is all the way up at $3.35 on this chart, because this is dollar rather than tether, all the way down to about 9 or 10 cents. We see what's someone referred to as the blood cellar, but the lowest area of the Fibonacci retracement. All of this red zone here is accumulation, which leads us to 86 cent. Once we break out of 86 cent, then you'll start to see the rallies, the massive rallies, take place with XRP. But until then, it'll be slow and steady, grinding its way up to that level in the first 2 quarters of next year, and then by, I'd say, after May, it'll be really, really ready to start making bigger moves at that point. And in the last 2 market cycles, the way that XRP's rallied is that it basically rallies, consolidates for about 3 years, accumulates for 6 months, starts to rally for the last 6 months, and in the last month or 2 of those, it basically goes parabolic with the rest of the market. And because the sentiment will have changed and will be in a different chart formation, like I say, the Ichimoku Cloud cross will still be playing out, will be way above the green at that point. It's unlikely to look anything close to this. This will be like another little blip on the XRP chart formation. So a lot of people ask me what's my price prediction for that. So I've got another video about the XRP market cycle. You can watch that. I'll leave a link for it. But generally it's very difficult to put an actual price target on it, but I think my most conservative, my lowest price target is around about $4.50. That's my lowest price target. That target should pretty much be guaranteed with the way that this chart's playing out. But if we think about this realistically, that the chances of it rallying in a parabolic fashion, maybe going 10x from the top of the blood cellar, which is 86 cents, we're talking about around $8.60. So it's pretty much almost twice the amount that is my conservative figure, and that would be trying to sell it towards the top of its parabolic high. Now a lot of this will be due to timing. So the market cycle will be ending roughly between December 2021 and January 2022. So you could be greedy and try and get as much of it as possible, or you could be realistic and try and take profits at realistic levels. So you could probably, I would say, what my plan would be to take half my profits at my conservative level of around about $4.50 and let the rest ride, and just to see how high it goes, because it could go as high as $8.60, or even higher than that. It could even double that, so we'll be into the $16 area. That is not likely, but it's also possible. So there are some price targets I could give you, but it's very difficult to guess the top of a parabolic high, just as people are trying to guess the top of Bitcoin right now. It is going parabolic. Nobody knows exactly where it's heading in this short term. This is a parabolic move for Bitcoin. No one can guess the top of a parabolic move because it includes FOMO, the fear of missing out. Everybody's jumping on it. Everybody's seeing the move play out. They don't want to miss out, so they're putting money into it. So in many ways, getting price targets from technical analysis won't really work when things go parabolic. It's a guessing game. It's a guessing game. Charts can get broken, overextended to massive proportions, and in many ways it's essentially gambling. So the best thing to do is to not be greedy, take profits appropriately. Always, feel free to leave a portion, maybe 20% of your entire portfolio to ride it out to see how high it goes. But when something goes parabolic, if you're new to this, you might not have seen it, but if you've been around for a while, you'll know when something does go parabolic, it often ends in tears. It goes up very fast, very, very quick, extremely high areas, but when it comes down even faster. It comes down even faster, and you don't want to get caught in that. So yeah, always try and take your profits. And like I say, there is a price target of about $4.50, but it could easily make a lot more than that. So it's your money. Do what you want with it. Don't do what I think I'm telling you to do. That would be my plan. My plan would be to take profits maybe around 50 to maybe 70%, depending on the timing and what the chart looks like and the rest of the market looks like at the time. And then maybe leave between 30 to 20% of it to ride to see how high that actually goes. But anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching, and check out my other videos. Like I say, the 3 ways to make money through crypto without trading is something that you might benefit from. Other than that, I hope you have a nice weekend. Take it easy.